friends, it's Kelly and welcome to my channel. And today I wanted to create a card with you and I'm calling it Let's Get Ripped. And that is because I am taking some tissue paper, we're stamping on it, and then we're going to tear it. Basically what you are going to need is some white tissue paper. I am actually using also a couple of sheets from a shoe box. The shoes came wrapped in this paper. It looked like tissue paper to me, so you know what they say, from trash to treasure. You're going to need a couple of different inks, and so I pulled out the ones from Hero Arts. I also have some dye inks from Lawn Fawn, and then I have the crisp dye inks from Altenew. So just a couple different ones in fun, playful colors. And we are actually going to stamp down onto the tissue paper. I know you've seen this probably 1,001 times where you stamp right onto the tissue paper and then you create your own designer paper by wrapping it like this. That is beautiful. I love it. It's a fun technique to do, but we're going to kick this up a notch and we're going to rip and tear out the images from the tissue paper, and it's going to look something like this. Very easy to do. It was a lot of fun and it just gives it such a wow factor. And I'll walk you through how I created this one. And I took a stamp set, and the stamps that you work with, if they're solid, it works a lot better. Doesn't have to be, it just looks a lot more crisp if the images are solid. So I used this one from Altenew. And then this is all you have to do. You take this here and you start to rip this a little bit. And I love this technique because it's perfectly imperfect. You're going to get a lot of the little edges around. It's not meant to be fussy cut with scissors. It's meant for you to literally tear the paper and rip it. So I call it perfectly imperfect because you might get too close to the image. A couple of times here, I think I got right up onto the ink, and that's okay. It just gives it that character. And as I like to say, it has that drama. And then once you get your image all trimmed and torn and ripped to how you would like it, you're going to set those to the side until it's time to do all of the gluing. And then tissue paper to tissue paper adheres really, really well. It really sticks super well. I used some of the Elmer's Disappearing Purple spray. You can use Pixie spray. I also tried to use a little bit of Tombow, but this does tend to rip the paper. So I'm going to walk you through how I created this one. I'll leave this one here just for a second and start from start. What you'll need is a card base. This is just an A2 size, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. You're also going to need a piece of cardstock that you're going to use as the wrap. This is just one that I've already die cut previously. It has a little bit of stitching on it, a little bit of smudging from some ink. That's okay. We're going to cover it up. Does not need to be perfect at this step. So it's going to basically go like that. This is the easy part. We're going to wrap this like we're going to wrap a present, or put this just right on the top. You can even iron this out if the wrinkles bother you, or straighten that out as much as you can. But for me, I was okay with it. So it's going to go something like this. One might actually be a little too small for me. I like a little bit of room on the edge, so we're going to go something like that. Rip this too, a little bit off the edges here. And again, the point is to not really have your scissors and have a lot of supplies. And then at the end, you get this really amazing and unique card. So this is the bottom and that's the top. So I'm going to flip it over. And then for this part, it's going to be really quick. You just add a little bit of adhesive. Pack it just like that. Come over here and pull it as tight as you can. But at the same time, be careful because tissue paper, like vellum, loves to rip. So I'm going to tear this a little bit, make it a little bit smaller. And then for these edges, again, just make a little more room, pull it up a little like that. And just like a package or just like a bed sheet, tuck those in those little hospital corners and then tuck it like that. This part will be covered up, so it's okay if it's a little bit wonky or if it's a little bit out. There we go. Add a little more there, and that's all you have to do. This you're going to set to the side, and this will be actually fastened to the top of here. So you're just going to set this to the side for now. And this is why I was saying it works well if you are able to die cut the shape so that it is a perfect square. If you are really good and have great eyes and great hands, you can cut this out perfectly square, then kudos. I absolutely love that, and I want to know your secret. So this is going to go up on top of there. So I'm going to set this both to the side. You can also, in case you were wondering, use a colored one. Oh, let's just go ahead and do this one as well. We'll do two at the same time. That way, maybe if we do one. Okay, again, this is the top, so we're going to flip it over. But you can use colored cardstock just the same, and the white will show through. So the image really will have a lot of punch behind that. So let's just do this one really quickly. Tuck that over here and here. Again, we're going to bend these corners in and then pull it up like that. So you see the little color coming through. So it looks a little bit different, but equally beautiful. And tuck that in. So there, now we'll have two, and we'll set them both to the side. I actually already cut out a base for this one as well. So we're going to do blue on blue, and then this one be the white on the white. And this is what this one looks like that will be going on the blue. I decided to use, for this one, this is called Woodware, and this is a happy birthday stamp set, and it's called Echinacea and Moth. And I thought it was very beautiful. I love the look of this when it's stamped. I actually did a card in that with Distress Oxides and gold embossing, and it turned out to be one of my favorite cards from last year. So this is going to line up on here. And basically what I am going to do is start tearing. Again, it's okay if it gets a little bit wonky. We're not looking for absolute perfection here. And it is going to set down on top of this base here. This is really fun and relaxing to do. And it's a technique that I haven't seen. I've seen a lot of the stamping onto the paper, and I haven't seen any that's torn like this. So this is fun for collage work. This is fun for, actually I think that's gonna be too long. Yep, so I'm just gonna go ahead and tear a little bit off the bottom. There we go. And I know I've said this before, but each time you do this, your cards will be a little bit different. So it will be always unique, and probably not two cards will be the same. So it's super fun to just play around with it and see, you know, what comes out. This is one that I did stamp with the Altenew crisp inks. So you will see the greens, the bright pop of that green there, and the bright pop from the teal. You could always do rainbows. You could do lots of different fun colors. So that's going to go like that. So that is going to be amazing. We'll pop that down. Now for this part, I do like to use this little spray here, and I'll do this off to the side because it gets a little bit messy. And I have a box over here. And also what happens, this does dry clear, is sometimes the glue reacts to the ink and you get that little bit of a watercolor look. So that's pretty cool too. And then this, you pretty much get just one shot to do this. I'm gonna set that down there and put that off to the side to dry. A little bit more in this corner. If you do this directly spray to paper like that, you'll get a lumpy, bumpy texture, which is what happened here to this one. All right, so that is there. You could also do a second one and pop it up for have this like some dimension here, so that would be cute too. So there is the base layer. What I like to do next is pop this up with a little bit of foam. So here we probably will need some scissors after all. Let's set that there. And I have played around with a couple of different color inks, and I found that the Distress Oxides were bright and bold and beautiful, but they definitely reacted to the glue. So I ended up having quite a mess with the Distress Oxides because I think they're reacting as they're meant to. So I decided to go ahead and use these dye inks, and then these ones from the Hero Arts as well. All right, so I'm just peeling this off, and then I'm going to pop this up and give this card a little bit of a dimension. So this is going to go right on top of here. This is always the hardest for me. You see my head, I'm sorry. And this will go right there. Make sure that's straight as it can go. So that'll go like there. And then I do keep a little bowl. I keep a little thing here of some different sentiments. Some of these are so sweet, and some of these are so funny. I think I saw one in here earlier about something about paint. Crafty friend, you bling me, create your own ending. Oh, that would be beautiful. I think that's pretty. And these are from Tailored Expressions. These are the friendship strips, I believe, or this might be the one with Brutus Monroe, the Crafty Friend collaboration they did. That would be really pretty. That's kind of nice. This is always the hardest part, finding just the right one. Oh, I used my good paper for you. How hilarious. Sending you handmade hugs. I like that one. That might be nice. And if you notice, the fonts are a little bit different, so you do get definitely a lot of hello crafty friend. How about that one? You get a lot of different looks to these. So this has like a typewriter look to it. This one has that beautiful slanted font. This one has all capitals. Hello crafty friend. There we go. I like this one. Okay, and I'm just going to snip off the end here so that it will be straight. There we go. And then just pop that up as well. I think I need to get a new roll of this little foam. Let's just use this one here. You see it's starting to peel up just a little bit. All I got to do is go back in with a little bit of spray. And sometimes also what I do is I just take a small little piece of paper like this. I spray it. And then I just come back in and I hit it underneath and tuck it back down. Easy breezy. Hello crafty friend. I so appreciate the fact that we are all little creative and crafty friends. It's so much fun creating with you all. All right, there we go. Hello crafty friend. I think this guy's coming up here too. Again, just do a little bit of glue. No big deal. There we go. This does rip kind of easy, so you have to be really, really careful. But there you go. It gives us such a unique and different look to it. Then I'm going to pop a few little dots on it. These, I think, are from Altenew. And let's see. I think these colors match really well. So I will try to color coordinate it a little bit. I think this middle one is really, really nice, but it distracts from the rolling. So I think I'm going to go with, I'm actually going to go with this lightest one. One of my favorite things is to tuck these under just a little bit. So you get part of that, and then the other ones, let's see. I don't know if I want to put them up here on the top. I think I actually want these, I'm going to put these in the flower. Somewhere right about there. give it a little extra bling in there, a little extra something. And because these are enamel dots with sticky backs, you've got to be really, really careful. Once you put them down, they probably will stay down. Otherwise, your paper will rip. And there you go. That was very, very simple to create. That was one way to do it with a solid image. This one, I literally just took a bunch of these images like this. Again, I, just went around the images like tore them out and ripped them out, and then they ended up being, here's one, just little small images like that, and then you just put them right down on your card. This was such a fun technique, and I really love how this came out. It's just, it gives it a little extra something, and it's a different way of using the same products that we have probably already used. The tissue paper, the inks, the glue, the stamps, and the little sentiments, and these just turn out to be a lot of fun. So I really, really, really enjoyed this technique. Again, I'm calling it Let's Get Ripped. And that is based on the fact that we are ripping this tissue paper. I hope you give this a try. If you do, definitely let me know, and tag me either on Instagram, where I will be uploading these two cards, and here on YouTube. Just give me a shout out. Let me know that you tried this, and I'll go over and give you some love as well. Oh, I did do this one earlier just to give you an idea of what one that does have only a silhouette look to it, and this is what that one looks like. So if you wanted to do one with no no solid image, that's what it could look like. And then there was this one that you ended up couldn't even see, so I guess you could if you put it directly like that. So there is no waste not in my house, no want not. So I am definitely going to try and figure something to do with these in the future. I know that I will somehow end up using them. But that's it for this one, my friends. Thanks so much for watching. If you could please give this a thumbs up, it really helps my channel. And if you like this content, subscribe and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks so much for watching, my friends. I really appreciate you. Have a great night. Bye-bye.